Hey everybody, welcome back to Roll for Fun. It's Tuesday night. We're here to play a little Dungeons and Dragons, as you well know. Thank you all for joining. Every week, you guys have been really awesome. So, let's see. Announcements tonight. Devin Knight, amazing token artist, been awesome sponsor with us from the very beginning. Please check out his work if you haven't done so yet. Links are below. Also, just to highlight one little thing, I'm gonna try and highlight one thing each session for y'all. Thank you everybody for being in the Discord community and being such awesome supporters. If you enjoy what we do, if you have some fun, please feel free. We'd really appreciate it if y'all would go ahead and maybe use your Amazon Prime free Twitch sub. That would be awesome. Or if you already have a sub and you want to be really generous to the other people in the community, go ahead and maybe gift some subs, something like that. Just kind of spread the love around. Ad-free viewing, get special sub badges, unlocks emotes, all that really cool stuff. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it, and let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. So let's bring it back in to where we last left off. Let me get situated here. Last session. Session number 2. We came in after you had defeated the ancient white boar that was terrorizing the heartlands of Thylea. You spoke with Kira, you met a new ally, and made your way towards the Temple of the Oracle to discover more about your fates as individuals and together. Along the way, Kira informed you that things may not be quite right. She was expecting a message from the Oracle at the Sour Vintage to make final preparations, and that message never came. When you arrived, you found several soldiers standing outside the entrance to the Oracle's temple. They were not friendly. After engaging in combat with a couple of mist-like creatures, you took the fight to the soldiers, who seemed intent on barring your way or outright killing you. Some deft maneuvering from Sionis, some epic sword and shield action and warhammer action from Aina and Ari, and with not a little bit of assistance from Lycus and his amazing musical talents. You were able to overcome these soldiers. You met Proteus, the main attendant at the Temple of the Oracle, and several other temple attendants that were begging for their life, begging for Breakus to stop whatever madness was occurring within. There were several bodies strewn about the temple proper of various attendants that had been slaughtered by someone or something. Kira informed you that the Oracle's grotto, and Proteus, that the Oracle's grotto was down below the temple, and so you made your way down the stairs through a locked door that was not locked for long, and ran into a very unique looking wooden door, one that had the visage of Sidon, Lord of Storms himself. When Aina attempted to push the door open, it transformed into a vicious creature, struck out at her, and several of you were grievously wounded. Thankfully, your combined powers together were able to overcome the challenge. You pushed your way through after destroying the creature, following Kira into the grotto below. As you step out into the grotto, you see a cave before you. There is misty, vaporous waters flowing around a central rock, the blue light reflecting and refracting off of the various walls and ceiling of the cave around you. A large fire burns brightly just off to your right, to the south. And when we left off, Kira had come into the chamber after hearing a vicious cry of agony. As you take in the surroundings, another scream from deeper in the grotto shouts out, and Kira darts off along the path to the left fearing for the Oracle's life. So, that's where we left off. That is where you are at. What would you like to do?
I'll take a long rest.
You can certainly try.
Do we know anything about the scream? Did it happen to be a woman's voice? Was it like a monster?
It certainly sounded like a woman, a mortal of some type. It was loud and it was terrifying.
I would stop at the door and be like, ladies first.
Do you want to bring me back from the dead again?
At this point in time, I don't know that I can. You know, this resurrecting arm of mine is so tired and just, I don't know if I can
suggest you come with me to make sure that you don't have to again.
I promise I will bring up the rear.
All right, and then I'm going to move him to my rear, and then we're going to walk forward.
Okay,
I like fight back, but I don't. Like, no. Okay, let's go.
All right. So, Huron is darting after Kira, and Lycus is following. What about you other two?
I'm also following him.
All right. So, as you're following Kira, she's rapidly moving to the east along that stone.
Look at the map?
Oh, you certainly can. Thank you for reminding me of that. Maps are useful. Everybody got it?
Yep.
Okay.
It's an interesting tent city right there in the middle. What is that as we walk around the wall?
So those are not tents. Those are actually some very large, plush, kind of maroon rugs with kind of gold trimming around the edges, and there are several candles scattered about them as well. As you move through the chamber, the vapors coming off of the water are kind of swirling around you. You can see through it fine, but it's very thick. You can feel it glistening on your skin as you head toward the sound of agony. That, as Kira approaches a left turn in the path up ahead, goes eerily silent.
Now that's not good.
I just keep prodding her on. Go check it out. Go.
Kira!
Yeah, Kira's got the front. Go.
Euron will follow with the understanding that she's not going to die here today.
Okay. Anybody else moving up, or y'all staying where you are?
I'm moving
Yeah,
up
just-
too.
Everybody's moving together? Okay.
Yeah, as they move.
hugging the wall.
Fine. Alright. So, Huron. As Kira pulls you in close, she kind of puts her arm around your shoulder and draws you close enough to where you can see around the corner. You see is a beautiful woman with long brown hair and a white flowing dress with gold trim on it. She's barefoot. She has a couple of bracelets on, also gold, kind of floating over the stream up ahead down the pathway. At a second glance, she's not quite floating as much as she's being suspended. And you now see, with the light reflecting off of the walls around you, the shimmering appearance of a column of water reaching up out of the stream, wrapping itself around her, and she's being held captive by these tendrils of animated elemental water, shifting and binding and constricting her, covering her face, keeping her from crying out. She's thrashing about wildly with a furious look in her eye, unable to move or do anything else. You hear a hideous cackle coming from somewhere deeper in the chamber.
Oh, Versi, how much you have disappointed your father. And this has been so much fun. I think I still have a couple before I get to bring you back to him. Oh, you liked this one, didn't you?
And as you see this creature walk out from the chamber off to the left in front of her, this hideous blue-skinned figure with green pieces of seems to be like sea plants dripping off of her body, leathery skin, thick and glistening wet, green hair, silver eyes, reach up with this jagged-looking dagger. It seems to be made out of some type of sea animal bone. At once scrimshaw color, but now soaked in bright red as the blood drips down her elbow and she holds the knife up to Versi's face.
Oh, there's plenty more where that came from. I'll just go get another.
She turns to start walking in your direction. At this time, Kira looks back at you, her eyes wild with fury and terror, and she leans over quickly off to the side of the path, puts her face low to the water. Her eyes shine white for a moment.
Well, that's better. I suggest you do the same. We need to save her.
Alright, I will stick my face in the vapors and
Okay.
inhale as deep as possibly can, and the snakes are going to inhale as well as much as they can.
Okay.
Same.
Alright.
Thirded.
Like,
I'm just making sure they don't die.
you got
I'm
it.
gonna do it for them.
So you see all three of them bend over. Sinus gets them a little bit too close for comfort, and they breathe in deeply, and they kind of arc their back for a second. Their eyes flash white. All three of you gain the benefits of a short rest. They seem okay, Lycus.
Yorna kind of jumps up and down in that, like, you know, the boxer, like, okay, I feel good, kind of bounce.
Does anybody? Are you talking we can recover hit die, short rest, or
Yeah, all the normal benefits of a short
Okay.
rest.
y'all can use your hit die? I have a Song of Rest. Would that apply to DM?
Does it have a certain
like-
amount of time you need to use it, or no?
No, it says during a when hit die or oh goodness gracious. I know it's. I think it's during a short die or during a short rest. If somebody recovers HP, the Song of Rest allows them to add a 1d6.
Okay, so that's during a short rest, you're just gaining the benefits of a short rest.
Let me see. I gotta pull it up right now. Sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't 100.
So yeah, roll your hit die on your D&D Beyond character sheets. Go ahead and hit the short rest button. All your normal features should repopulate if you regain anything on a short rest. And then we'll see how many hit die you get to roll. I'm pretty sure that that's only at an actual short rest, though, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, it says at the end of the short rest.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Lycus, you're doing it too? Okay. As your vision kind of clears and you feel this rejuvenation in your body, this energy, the crick in your bones kind of wears out a little bit. You see Kira stand up, and she whips out her harp and starts playing another song, different than the one you heard when you were fighting the soldiers. So you're on. You hear the thick, flopping footsteps of this creature echoing down the hallway closer to you. Let me reveal.
So that thing knows we're here.
It seems to be she's cackling to herself, muttering, looking down, and kind of staring at the dagger as she's walking around. Doesn't seem to know you're here yet, but she's very close.
I would like to ready an action, then, if possible. Or hold or whatever. That the moment she sort of comes around the corner into my field of vision, if I can aim over Kira, I'm going to try and just straight up slash this person in the face.
Okay, you got it. Alright, so as she sees you pick up your shield and get your spear ready, she notices you and she kind of just slowly steps out of your way and backs up a little bit, stepping into the water off to the side. Alright, so.
How deep is this water?
It's about a foot deep.
Okay.
At this point, anyway. Let's go ahead and get everybody to roll for initiative.
Different dice today. We'll see if it's good to me.
I hope so.
Hit my thumb. Damn it. 17.
Alright, so. You're on 17. Lycus, what you at?
I got a 9.
Lycus, 9. Sionis?
15.
15. Aina?
14.
14. Alright. So. You hear the padding towards you. She comes around the corner. Everybody, give me a stealth check since you were trying to be stealthy, please.
You got an 18.
Okay.
I got 18.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
5.
5. Alright. So, as she gets closer and closer to the corner, you hear her footsteps. Everybody in the back hears her footsteps echoing softly now. Just before you feel like she's about to come around the corner, she stops. And you hear a... She busts around the corner, ready to engage you. You can go ahead and get your reaction off, though.
Does my readied action count for that? Or-
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Beautiful. This one's going in dice jail. 10?
10 is not a hit.
Damn it.
As she comes around the corner, you thrash out with your spear. She darts out of the way, and she brings her dagger up towards you. Let's see. I need all of you to give me a wisdom save, please.
$14.
14, okay.
12.
12, okay.
17.
17, okay.
10.
Your bitch is not wise.
Okay. Lycus. As this creature jumps around the corner and slashes out towards Euron, you see her hideous face twist with a nasty snarl. This cold fear of terror grips your being, and you are frightened of her. So,
Oh,
you got that.
I need advantage
Okay.
because it is difficult for this beautiful mug.
That's
To be
true.
right
Go ahead.
of
Give me another one.
Yay,
Very true.
fitters.
All right, that's even worse. That's a 4.
You are still frightened. Alright, so disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while that source of fear is within your sight, and you can't willingly move closer to the source. Got it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so does a 13 hit Euron?
No.
Alright, she whips this dagger around, scrawls this nasty looking gash into your shield, biting in. And she lifts her head back.
Vercy, it looks like your puppies are here.
Alright, you're on. You're up now. What are you gonna do?
Finish chewing first.
Okay. Euron finishes chewing.
Sorry. I think at this point, I'm going to try and take a hit again. See if I can.
Alright.
Once
Go for
more
it.
with feeling. Shit, why do I have the wrong screen open? Does A 19 hit.
And 19 hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Nice. 4.
All right.
4 piercing.
As the dagger comes across her shield, you slam it against the wall and thrust out with your spear towards her thigh, drawing blood.
Right, and I'm going to try and run around her, if possible, like through the water.
Okay.
I want to try and see if I can get to, would that water, does that count as difficult terrain?
It would.
Okay. I would maybe just get to the edge of the rock on the right side, but just move
Like here?
15 feet, yeah. Well, next square over diagonally, I think, if possible. But yeah, so because I want to try and see if I can get to the Oracle.
Okay.
But like to at least make sure she's still alive.
Yeah, so you see that column of water has shifted to face your direction, and you see her eyes wide with fear and fury. But she seems decent, all things considered. Anything else?
No, I think that's gonna be it at this point.
All right. So
Although I realize now standing in the water might not be the best idea.
We'll find out. Thanos, you're up. What are you gonna do?
Alright. So, I'm gonna try motioning everyone to, like, get towards, like, the little center island in this creek. And I'm gonna, like, walk over, pretty much.
Okay. So Sionis makes a
then-
follow me music and movement and darts across the water. Go ahead. Anything
And
else?
then whenever I get there, I'm gonna take one of my daggers and toss it at the sea egg.
Okay. She's gonna have half cover, so it's a -2 to your roll.
Yep. Alright. Alright, that's a 16.
16 hits.
Yep. D4. And that'll be 4 damage.
All right. The dagger streaks through the air, splitting between Kira and Lycus, and kind of comes across and grazes her neck. You see a trickle of blood start dripping down. She turns to face with you, the furious look in her eye. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right. Ina, you're up.
Okay, I am going to follow Cyanus over here.
Okay.
And I will what did we decide on the chakram? Are we going with the 2060 or the
No, 61-20 is fine.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm not gonna. Okay, then I'm not gonna move.
Okay.
I can't throw it. Then I'm just gonna come up and stand right in front of her. And as I'm walking over, I'll equip my shield and just smash at her one-handed with my warhammer.
Okay, so equipping your shield is an action.
Equipping my shield is an action.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna sit my happy ass down here and not do anything.
Okay, but you're going to take your shield out?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Warhammer out, shield out, ready to go. Are you staying where you are or moving up?
No, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. You got it. Lycus, you're up.
Alright. I'm going to scream in absolute terror. And then I'm going to run here. And then I'm going to pull my pan flute out and try to shoot this bitch.
Okay.
With the last poison dart I have.
Go for it.
And I have disadvantage on attack rolls, you said?
That is correct. Ability checks and attack rolls as long as you can within line of sight.
Oh, that was a nat 20. Son
It
of
was
15.
15's a hit.
Okay. So that's going to be a 4 damage for the dart, and then I need a DC 10 con.
You got it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, wrong dice. That's actually a D10. It's a wisdom.
No, con.
Con. That's a 13.
Yep, she saves.
Okay. Dart flies out, jams in their neck. She kind of takes it out and looks at you.
Yeah,
She's very focused on you.
Oh god. I call out to Euron and be like, "You got it!" And I'm gonna throw that last bardic inspiration at her.
All right, you're on bardic inspiration. Go ahead and give me a wisdom save again.
Me?
Yeah, like it's.
Straight. That's a 3.
Okay, so you are still frightened. Is there anything else? Okay.
That's her.
So this creature.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I might even get an extra reward from Lord Sidon for destroying you.
Not today, bitch.
You see her charge out, ignoring everybody except Lycus, who she seems currently focused on. You can get an attack of opportunity if you want, Euron, and
Yes.
that will trigger
Yes.
one from you as well, Ina, as she darts across and gets over here, splashing into the water next to Lycus.
17?
17's a hit.
That's 3.
3. Okay.
3 damage. So I rolled a 1.
She darts out. Wham! You slam the spear into her ankle, cutting the back of it. Now, did you take Sentinel or no?
I did. Take Sentinel.
Does that mean she can't move?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yep, let me double check quickly. Yep, becomes 0
Okay.
for the rest of the turn.
Also, alright, so you kind of slash at her leg. She stumbles for a second, turns to glare at you, looks back over at Lycus. You lock eye to eyes with her. You feel that cold terror grip and climb up your spine. Her entire body starts to shake feverishly as she's penetrating your soul. Give me another wisdom save, please.
What the hell, you crazy broad? That's an 18.
Okay.
Fuck your Sare.
You manage to break away for a second, splash some water in your face, and the feeling subsides. You felt very, very weak for a very brief second.
Because I'm in the vapors right now, you know? That herbal essence is really just doing wonders for me right now.
You got it, man. All right. Euron, you're up.
I'm gonna keep working on it.
All right.
I'm gonna just hit her again. Oh god, I have to roll again. It was sitting like right between two.
That's fine. If it's cocked, it's cocked.
16.
16's a hit. Go ahead.
And, Lycus, can I roll Bardic Inspiration on damage? No, okay. Just wanted to double check.
No, not with my bardic inspiration.
Not yet, okay. That's another 3.
Hey, so all sorts of these tiny little cuts and wounds start appearing over her body. Her blue skin trickling in various places with dark red blood as she thrashes about wildly to face Euron at this moment. Anything else?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I'm good.
Sionis, you're up.
Alright. Alright. I'm just gonna move to there. And like, can I hit her from there? Or is that cap?
No, she's outside of 5 feet, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna get myself ready right there. And
Okay.
if she comes close, then I'm just gonna lash at her with my sword.
Okay, ready the attack action, so if she gets in your reach. Got it.
Yep.
Alright, Ina, you're up.
Okay, I am going to walk up to her now and hit her.
Alright. You can't get in the same space as Sinus, but you can go into the water next to that if you want.
Okay, it looks like there's a space between her and Cyanus.
There's like half a square because she's like between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I rolled a 19 to hit her.
19's a hit.
For 10 damage.
Nice. All right. You charge through Kira and Cyanus and bring your warhammer around. Whack! Catch her on the face. She kind of twirls around for a second, steadies herself on the cave wall, and turns to glare at you. Anything else?
No.
Okay. You see Kira kind of steps back a little bit so she's not in the way, and she's still playing this very rejuvenating, uplifting song on her harp. Don't give up! You're beating her! Please save Versi! Lycus, you're up.
All right. I'm just gonna look over at Kira and be like, "Well, you could stab that too." Then I'm gonna attempt to shoot at her again.
Okay.
I mean, sit there and play a medley. That's fair, you know. I got an 8.
8.
I definitely missed that one.
Yeah, 8.
Wait, are you still frightened?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
that'll be it for me. So I'll do a wisdom roll right now. 15 on the wisdom save.
All right. Hits the wall. You get so mad at yourself, it kind of overcomes any fear you're feeling. You just want to go out for blood. So, yeah,
Okay.
you are no longer frightened. Is that it? Okay. The creature just got hit by Aina, so she is going to lash out at you with her dagger, Aina. Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
Alright. So you're going to take 8 slashing damage as the dagger carves across your chest. Feel kind of burn for a second. Seems more of the style than anything else of the dagger. And she feels herself getting surrounded. You see her kind of looking around. She kind of glances over her shoulder at Versi before doubling down again. You're up. What are you going to do?
Batter up.
All right.
I'm going to try and do more than 3 damage this time. Let's see if the dice are kind. Nope. Actually, wait. 13?
13 does not hit.
Nope. Okay.
Slam down. Ching! Ricochets off the stone floor. Anything else?
I think it is for the betterment of others that I stay put. I'm
Okay.
going to stay put.
You got it.
And I'll just saying this out loud, just so it stays in my head. If she attack, is Aina within 5 feet of me?
That one's a tough call because you're like in the middle. I'll go ahead and say yeah.
All right, then if she attacks Aina again, I'm imposed disadvantage on that attack roll.
Well, yeah, honestly, no, I gotta say no because I told Sionis no, he wasn't close enough to hit her from there. Sorry.
All right, then I'm a back
kind of
up
the same
just a
thing.
tad. I'll
Okay.
back up just a tad.
All right, you can squeeze in there. Now,
Yep.
now you got it covered.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Sionis, you're up.
Alright, I'm just gonna scoot up just a bit. And gonna go to try stabbing her.
Go for it.
Okay. And that'll be a 16.
All right, you see her turn to look at Euron's movement. You thrust forward with your short sword, slam it into her upper right shoulder, and she snarls out and lashes at you with her claws in return, missing you entirely. But that's a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Alright, and I'm also gonna put my sneak attack damage
Yep.
on there too.
100%.
So. Oof. So that'll be an 11.
Nice. You rip it out. You see blood, the gaping wound on her shoulder start trickling down her chest. She turns to face you. Y'all fucking her up. Anything else, Sionis?
No, that's it. I'm just basically gonna ready a dodge for my cunning action.
Oh, so you're dodging now? Bonus action dodge? Is that
Yep.
what you're saying? Okay, you got it. Aina, you're up.
Okay, I am going to swing at her again.
All right. Ina brings the Warhammer back around.
For an 11, does an 11 hit?
11 does not.
Okay.
He pops out of the way. You slam it into the rocky floor. Stone breaks off into the water, splashing everybody around you. Is that it? Okay. Lycus, you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna just like, good job everybody. Kind of little attaboys for everyone. Then I'm gonna go again for another shot of the dart.
Alright.
But I'm gonna be taking the I'm gonna be taking my
Sharpshooter.
sharpshooter.
Okay.
-5 plus 10 damage.
Yep.
Let's see, -5. That ain't gonna work. Alright.
Nope.
Missed it.
Yep. Off to the air. Anything else, bud?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. She is going to... Last one to hit her was... No, you did not hit her, Ina. Cyanus hit her, so she's going to lash out back at Cyanus. Oof. I'm going to assume that an 8 doesn't hit Cyanus.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
Alright, so she comes back around with her other hand, the claws. You deflect it with your shield, and you get ready for another short sword strike beneath it. You're up.
How is she looking?
She's looking really hurt. Got a giant wound up here, various little nicks and cuts. She's kind of like wobbling a little bit.
I can use Bardic Inspiration on attack rolls, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure I hit her this time.
It's checks, saves, and attacks.
Yes, good to know. Okay, I'm gonna make sure, really sure I hit her this time.
Go for it.
There's a 23 hit.
It's 23.
I wish I could roll it on damage. Damn it. Thank you, dice gods. 7. 7 damage.
Nice. You kind of flourish a little bit with your shield, taking her attention. She follows it up. Spear slams out, cutting part of her neck. You rip it back through, and you see it start oozing down. And she lunges at you as if to grapple you. Anything else?
No, that is it.
All right. What? Yes, no, maybe?
Action surge.
Action surge. You got it.
Well, let's see if I can one more time. Come on, dice gods, be kind to me today. 21.
21's a hit.
4 damage.
4 damage. Alright. And she lunges out to where you take the spear. Wham! A second thrust right into her side. She kind of doubles over in agony and grips the spear and rips it out and throws it back at you and staggers back for a second. She has one hand on her side, the other hand on the dagger, hunched over, staring at each of you menacingly. She looks like she's on her last legs. Anything else?
I'm just gonna flip her off and leave it at that.
Cyanus, you're up.
I'm gonna go try and cut her out off.
Alright.
2, and that's a 20.
That's a 20?
Yeah.
Alright, you don't even have to roll for damage. You can go ahead and roll to see what you get. It doesn't matter.
I'm not even going to now.
As you see, you're on. Flip off this creature. She snarls at her. At this moment, Cyanus takes a shield, spins around, jumps in the air, and brings a sword around midair, slicing clean through this creature's face. As she stands there for a second, nothing happens, and then just kind of... her head collapses into 2, and she crumples on the ground before you.
Nicely done. And then I'm gonna go book it for the Oracle.
Okay, well, we're still initiative. Cyanus, is there anything else?
Just gonna move forward a little bit, just to, like, look down the hall.
Okay, so you see what I previously described. This strange animated water being is wrapped around the Oracle. It seems like either restraining or trying to suffocate her. You can't really tell. Eyes are wide with fury. Although they kind of, you notice they kind of relax a little bit, seeing that this creature has been dispatched.
Kira, you know what that is?
Some form of water elemental. I don't know if it's going to take her or kill her.
guys, just get ready, I guess. And then I'm just gonna get my sword ready.
Alright. You got it. Ina, you're up.
I will go towards the elemental and attempt to hit it.
Alright. You got it. Ina charges down the path. Warhammer up high. Go ahead and roll. Or let me know what you rolled.
22
22 is definitely a hit.
or 4.
Alright. 4, you got it. Slam down. Water kind of breaks off and almost gels on the surface before kind of disintegrating into the water itself. It writhes and furiously shakes around, still holding on to Versi tight. Anything else?
I'm gonna address Versi and ask her if she has no power to help herself.
She can't seem to talk. She can't seem to move. She's completely restrained. The water is like covering half her face. You can barely see her eyes through the tendrils. Everything else is just swarmed with water.
Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. Kira comes up to see what's going on. And she changes her tune. You notice it is the same song she is now playing. You feel more precise. You feel more focused. The same tune she was playing up there with the soldiers. Lycus, you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna run around. Let's see. Should I squeeze on through to this side? Do you think I can make that?
So I kind of forgot, but this would be difficult terrain.
Oh, okay.
You could dash that far probably.
Well,
the water is difficult terrain.
Yeah, the water is, so okay,
Yeah.
so that's 10, 20. Oh. 10, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so that's as far as I can get right there.
Okay. That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Alright. You see the water where it kind of flex and shift, and Versi just kind of like...
Oh, constrict. Ow.
You're up. And remember, while Kira's playing this song, you can roll any one die, but you have to take the new result on your turn, per turn. You're up.
Right. I'm gonna try and get up to that curve of rock right next to the next one. Right next to the water weird.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, right. There, basically. And am I within 5 feet of it from that angle?
You can kind of hoof it up on that rock. I'll give that to you. This
How high
10
is
through
it?
Kira, another 10 through there. How high is what?
Sorry, I forgot that I'm basically moving through people to get to it.
Yeah.
I will
So
probably
it's-
say, excuse me, as I'm moving through.
You kind of out of wait, coming through. Alright, yeah, you're up there.
I'm gonna try and hit it with my spear.
Go for it.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, 20's a hit.
That's 4 piercing damage. I'm going to try very hard not to hit Versi in the process.
You got it. Spear slams through, and a little bitty chunk of water comes off. If you feel like you're almost chipping away at a water statue with little pieces breaking off here and there. Anything else?
I'm going to mutter, let go of her, you son of a bitch, in the process.
Okay, you got it. Sionis, you're up.
I'm just gonna run up beside Ina and flash out at it.
Alright.
And that's a 12.
12 does not hit.
Shit.
You can reroll.
Oh
You
yeah,
gotta forget that song is playing.
right. That's a 9, so
Also does not hit. Kind of stumble as you're about to thrust through, and it throws your aim off. Bounces off the cave wall. Anything else?
then I'm just gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
Just by like 5 feet.
So you have to get like there.
Yeah.
All right. I know you're up.
I'm just gonna kind of like move like into that space, I guess, so I'm not in the crosshairs of one.
Like there.
But like up. Like a little bit. Oh, I get. Oh, because she's there. Okay, let's see. That's what's happening. All right. 17
17's a hit.
for 11.
11. A much larger chunk splats up against the wall and kind of thickly shifts downward on the wall before it just turns to normal water and puddles up. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. At this point, you see in the size and the amount of water that's just shifting and wrapping around, you feel like you've taken out about a third of the amount of water there is. Lycus, you're up. What'd you like to do? You're muted, buddy.
Okay. I'm gonna grab around, jump in the water here, go for that low gun shot.
All right.
-5. And that's a nat 20. Too bad I don't actually roll dice.
It is a nat 20. Dart flies out.
Straight 14 damage.
14. Okay. Crit.
Yeah, but I don't roll dice for a blowgun.
Oh.
Blowgun is
Oh.
1 damage.
I keep forgetting
plus
about that
your
stupid
dex
thing.
modifier. And since I'm using sharpshooter, I get
Well,
to add 10.
Well, since it's a crit, we'll just add another 4, so we'll make it 18.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, it's not a dice roll. That's why.
I know, but still,
I am
it makes
totally
sense.
on board with that.
It makes sense. That's 4 damage. All right, so dart comes through, narrowly missing Versy's head, but you kind of penetrate as it's shifting through, and the amount of force this dart hit through blows out the back, almost like a shotgun of water sprays out behind it. That hurt it bad. It roils around agony. What are you gonna? Anything else?
No, sir. That's it.
All right. All right. As it kind of recuperates itself, a smaller amount of water is now swimming more and more tightly and voraciously around Versy. You see her kind of stiffen up even more. It's like she's almost shrinking in front of you from the pressure exerted on her. Her eyes kind of start to roll in the back of her head and flutter before you. You're up. What'd you like to do?
Come on, baby, don't fail me now. I'm gonna try and get it. I'm gonna try. 14.
14's a hit.
Thank God! 5.
5. All right. Beer comes out. Knocks off another piece. Anything else?
No, that is it, unfortunately. I'm just gonna look back to everyone else and say, come on, we've almost got it. We've almost got it.
All right. Dionysus, you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna roll through Euron space and go basically beside it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrink to the wall to let him move by.
Okay, so, yeah, no, you got it. You can squeeze through there. It'll just be double movements. That's fine.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna lash out at it.
Okay.
And that'll be a 16 to hit.
All right. Gotta roll damage.
So 7 plus 4, that's an 11.
All right. Nice. Cyanus kind of jumbles through, bouncing against Euron on the wall, squeezing through, getting much smaller than you should be able to, pops out on the other side, slams his weapon out, another large chunk comes out. It is barely any water compared to its original form left, but it's tight, it's moving quick, it's lashing all over the place, sprays coming off of it. It's a pretty wild scene. Anything else?
Yeah, kill it.
I know you're up. What do you like to do?
I'm gonna hit it again. Does a 12 hit it?
It does not, but you can reroll.
Oh. Yeah, that's not gonna do it either. Yeah, then I can't do anything.
Okay, Lycus.
Alright, going for that shot again. 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Boom. Stuck another 14. I'm finding this thing's eyes.
You see it.
Even though it's just water.
You see it writhing around, twisting. Versi, her arms kind of start to bend backward from the pressure. Flies out right between Versi's arm and her chest. You see there's another shotgun blast of water careen out the back. It kind of malforms and shifts, expanding and expanding, getting wider and wider in these concentric rings of water before it kind of collapses and then explodes out, and droplets fly everywhere, plastering the walls and the ceiling, and then as fine mist settles as Versi kind of splashes.
Can I
into
jump
the
in
water.
and try and catch her?
You can for fun. Give me an acrobatics check.
I throw my hands back. I'm like, just get me. Come on.
14.
You jump out and you get your arms underneath her, but she still kind of thuds onto the water and the rock beneath.
Shit.
Almost. As you're on splayed out, shield on one side, spear in the water on the other, arms underneath Versi, under her shoulders and her hips. Versi's kind of, her eyes are closed for a second, and you see Euron kind of like holding her breath, and everybody's looking around, and then her eyes slowly start to open and flutter a bit, and you see her bright blue eyes taking all of you. Looks around. It really is you. Her eyes close for a second again. Kira runs up to where Euron is.
I'm gonna shift a little better so, I'm partly sitting in the water and she's sitting on top of me.
Too easy. Kira kind of like starts brushing her hair back and checking for any external wounds. What's everybody else doing? Oh, real quick. Linus, because of your position. In here you see this chamber opens up. There's a large, seemingly bed with some thick pillows in kind of the same maroonish color you saw of the rugs, and a large, thin blanket stretched out over what appears to be a humongous seashell that has been hollowed out and packed with all sorts of various fabrics of stuffing. You see several other large shells scattered about amongst the chamber, kind of more for decoration, and then candles lighting the walls near on the left and on the right hand side. The flicker of gold and silver and gems populates with a dazzling, sparkling array of colors off of the walls from all the various valuable treasures and things that have been brought here over time.
Well, looks like we found your veteran, didn't we?
You're right. Perhaps we should lay her upon her place of rest.
You're muted.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It had to happen at some point. I'm gonna just put my shield on my back, and go, yep, and pick her up and walk her over.
Okay, you got it. Easy enough.
And lay her down, like, as delicately as possible.
She seems to be breathing easy. She's soaking wet. And she kind of stirs a bit as you move her, muttering. She doesn't seem unconscious, just kind of recovering from the exhaustion of the ordeal. Next to you, as you walk in the room, you see much of the gold is stained with fresh wet blood, and the body of an attendant kind of slumped against the wall on the south side of the chamber, the one that the creature apparently murdered as you arrived. Kira falls in. She's tending to her, and then you see Versi's eyes flutter open. She glances around and slowly kind of gets her way up. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done.
You would have died.
That is true.
Now, look, I know we all just went through a lot, but do you have any idea who these people might have been?
They were sent by my father, Sidon. He sent this foul beast to retrieve me. He's maddened by the prophecy. I do not think she intended to kill me. I don't think my father wishes me dead. But apparently whatever control she had over that water beast, when you killed her,
You died with her.
Anyway, enough of that. I have something to do, and that is why you're all here. I trust you have come to see me for the answers you seek, as Kira has brought you. And I appreciate you all coming. Come now. Let's get these answers. Let me tell you your fate. He walks out of the chamber, gliding more than walking up the path, kind of not so gingerly stepping over the body of the blue-skinned creature, and she walks over into the chamber in the middle of the main room. And you see her kind of kneel down on the rug, put her hands together, and she bows her head for a second and then breathes in very deeply and holds it for several seconds before letting out kind of a relaxed. She motions you all to come closer and kind of stand before her in a little bit of a ring. Kira goes and stands off to the side amongst the candles, the yellow light colorizing her dress with a reddish hue. She looks first at you, Sionis. Dear Sionis, you have found yourself on the wrong side of the fates since before your first words were ever uttered. I regret to say that your eternal doom awaits, simply biding its time, waiting to take you into its coldest embrace. This terror is born of love and protection, although that matters not. Your ultimate fate is clouded from my eyes, protected by some powerful ability far beyond my comprehension. My sister, the corrupted dryad Demetria, would know more. If you choose to, you may seek her counsel in the mossy temple. But tread carefully, my child. Death grasps at you, and its lust for your spirit shall not quench easily. She glances over at you, Aina, her eyes locking into yours. For a moment, she says nothing. Aina. That is what you are called. A warrior, proud centaur of the Alfana clan. You are vexed by questions. Questions about the nature of the gods and their will. Questions of power and fate and righteousness. This inner trouble stems from a horrible assault on those you held dearly. Your very home and family. By a powerful and evil dragon. One day you shall rest easily, child of Yafana, for you are destined to find the answers to all that you query, and become the very bane of evil dragons in doing so. Though I cannot provide these answers or this power myself, if you stay true to your spirit and rely on those around you, your destiny is all but certain. You will need items of power to fulfill this destiny. Artifacts powerful enough to kill the dragons you are destined to slay. When possible, you should seek out the Forge Keeper in the Mithril Mines. They will be able to assist you. Her face turns to Euron. You see it goes from this kind of relaxed resignation to almost pity. Oh, my dear. Euron, yours is truly the worst fate one can suffer. You have not simply been killed nor tortured, but a powerful curse has been laid upon you, causing you to be ridiculed and shunned wherever you go. And everyone you love has been erased from the scrolls of history, as though they never even existed. I hope for the time you find solace in this new family you seem to have surrounded yourself with. You will need their assistance before the end is over. As with Sionis, my ability to tell you more is restricted by more powerful magic. And so you must as well seek the counsel of Demetria in the Mossy Temple. Take this with you. She stands up and grasps something from her side and brings it over to you. And it seems to be a family heirloom that once resided on the altar over your fire in your home. Hold this dear so that you may know that they are close and they travel with you. I regret I have nothing else to offer, but I hope this finds you some peace and restores your family's rightful place in the River of Time when you are finished.
Euron just holds it kind of close to her heart. And she doesn't know if she can cry, but her face certainly looks like it's trying.
Well, it looks like we're teaming up, aren't we?
Yes, I think so.
As she's standing up in front of Euron, and Sionis and Euron say that, he walks over to Lycus. Lycus, son of Selene and Tachus. She puts her hand out, kind of whittles your hair a little bit. Your blood burns with turmoil. Always the gifted one. but you found it difficult to find your place in this world. This powerful knack for excellence stems from your power and conflict inherent in your ancestry. I don't believe you knew this, but it's worth telling. Your mother was the daughter of a powerful sorceress. Unbeknownst to you, or her, or those you call family. This sorceress, your grandmother, fell deeply in love with a powerful being. That very love would bear life with your mother, but also prove deadly for the sorceress. You see, child, the sister of your grandfather believed that this relationship would corrupt and weaken him, and convinced him to end the romance. Your grandfather, the jealous type, took it upon himself to murder your grandmother to prevent any other from taking her into their arms. Tragic, isn't it? The stuff stories are made of. So now you know. The reason you have such a knack for all things comes from the innate power of your heritage, the arcane affinity of your grandmother, and the ancient primordial power of your grandfather, Sidon, Lord of Storms. I hope now that you know the truth, you may find some understanding and acceptance of the storm that rages within, and harness it for the trials ahead. Take this. She holds her hand up, and flickering in the candlelight, you see the silver locket, shaped in this strange arcane symbol that you don't recognize. This belonged to your grandmother. I believe she would want you to have it.
Yeah, so I reach out and take it.
As she walks back, kneels down on the rug again, looks over each of you, looks at Kira. Centuries have passed since I first foresaw the end of Thylia, the very destruction of all we know and love. I also saw the chance to stay this fateful event, and that chance rested in the hands of very brave and powerful warriors, whose destinies would draw them together in the whirlpool of fate at our hour of greatest need. You are those warriors, the chosen few, destined to stand together in the face of certain death and torment, rise above all those that came before you, and deliver us into a new era of peace and prosperity. However, all is not certain, for I have seen the end of all things that will come to pass if you should fail. The sky will rain black fire. The seas will turn to molten rock. And all life will be vanquished without exception. This is the tragedy that is yours to avert. These are the stakes with which you gamble your very existence. Know this, and embrace your destiny together. Or fail, and we shall all suffer the ultimate price. The twin titans plot to destroy us all, if they are not stopped. The oath of peace is ending. Their power returns, and the hour is nigh. Ready yourselves. History is watching. You warriors who stand here gathered will be tested. The fates have revealed 3 great tasks that must be accomplished before you are ready to sail into the 3 seas and face the Titans. First, you must shape the silver fires of the Lost Forge in order to craft the tools that you will need. You must also claim the mighty weapons wielded against these same titans by the first Dragonlord. And you must drink deep from the bottomless dragon horn, for only it alone will reveal a vision that I myself cannot see. I wish you luck. It's back.
Euron's still trying very hard not to cry, and for reference, what she's holding is a little, it's about, yay big, a bronze figurine of a centurion in full armor. She's just kind of holding it close.
Lycus just kind of rolls the jewelry piece in his hand, just kind of thinking, trying to recall any story his mom, dad, anyone passed through. Because that's a heck of a shock to the system, to be told that.
Thank you.
She nods. You see Kira walk over slowly, bend down, put one hand on her shoulder, kind of whisper in her ear a little bit. He kind of nods to her. See the Oracle get up. He comes to each of you and stands before you as if to either hug your hand, hug you, or shake your hand. I've lost all my words. Hug you or shake your hand, depending on if she's, being very polite. She seems very appreciative of what you have done. And then she walks through the water, path on the side, and returns to her chamber.
I give her the smallest high five.
Euron does the forehead touch, and the snakes kind of don't try and hug her, that would be creepy, but they kind of show their appreciation as much as they can.
She seems completely unfazed.
Kind of look around, like, all right, shall we return and attempt to digest this and see where we move forward next?
Yes.
Kira walks up to you, comes back into the group. Well, that was quite something, wasn't it? Thank you. You truly are amazing.
Even if we were almost killed by a door?
That was no ordinary door. Versi said that the creature placed evil magic in many places, and there may even be some that has not been discovered yet, so until we leave here, I suggest we tread carefully.
Is she strong enough to vanquish any remaining evil here?
There are many guards in a nearby village that have come through and defended us from possible attackers in the past. I can have Proteus send one of the attendants to get a group to come through and ensure the safety. Versi herself, she needs rest.
Well, she's not the only one right now.
Yep, I think we all do.
And I
what do
need
you
new
want us to do with
clothes.
that dead thing? Kind of pointing over to that green and blue creature. Sacrifice?
Yeah, sacrifice.
Yeah, sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
The gods would be pleased.
Except
Is
we're
there
gonna
anything
be-
nearby that we can use to set a fire? Like, burn it with?
Well, there's a
Candles.
big bonfire to the bottom left, other side of the rugs.
there is.
Yep. Just go pat
like
Cyanus on the back. Be like, you got this, big boy.
Alright, come on.
You want to grab the other end? You get the arms, I'll grab the legs.
Well, I'd say I'd grab the head, but...
Nicely done, by the way. And, out of character. Bro, hero point. Nicely done.
What's that? 2 weeks in a row I got a hero point for another cool kill.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so, Thanos and Euron brings the creature's body. It's really thick, and skin is thick now that you're really slick and thick. As you're carrying it across, kind of stumbling through the water with it, the blood dripping in the water, turning it this reddish black as the drops carry the stream out.
There's nothing in it, like on it, like pouches and stuff to loot before we sacrifice this. What? You know, hold on, guys.
There's this really small pouch. It's made out of some type of animal skin, like an aquatic animal skin. It has like barnacles and things, almost as decoration on it. It's very strange. In it, all you find is a single pearl and a small piece of almost like paper, except it has this waxy feel to it, as though it's water resistant. Inscribed upon it, in common, it says, Helica, I bid you now make good upon the oath of service that you once swore to me. You know the secret ways through the forgotten sea to the cave where my daughter dwells. Find her, and bring her to Praxis unharmed, and I will release you from this oath. Signed, Sidon, Lord of all.
A little ambitious, and I kind of hand it to everybody else. I'm like, he's gonna be disappointed.
Does anyone know of a Praxis?
Do we?
I mean, that would just be like a that'd just be history check or something, yeah.
History or religion.
Right. Okay.
That's a 9.
Someone else can roll to help.
Let's see what I get. I also rolled a 9.
Okay. The name rings a bell. You know that it is said to be the place that Sidon lives, as much as a god Titan can live anywhere. That's really it.
Alright. Well, at least we might know where one of these people is going to end up being.
That is somehow not comforting.
I mean, at least in my line of work, it's always good to know at least a couple of locations. Alright, enough with the idle chatter. Let's burn this hag.
Who to? That is important. We have done one to Pythor already.
Right. You guys did that without me.
You were watching.
Yeah, but...
We all have to agree anyways. So, I would vote Mitros. She's my goddess, after all.
Sure, sounds good.
Ina?
I'll second that. I don't think Tylea would be pleased with such a disgusting creature.
Yeah, and we definitely don't want to do anything to get on the bad side of this entire experience has been anything to go by. So I'll join you in on this.
Alright. So we'll drag it over. Mitros, my lady, goddess of the dawn, please accept this offering in your service and for our future. Alley-oop.
Kind of thuds for a second, hesitating to light because of the wetness inherent in its skin. You hear sizzling and popping sounds as the little bit of droplets in its hair and its clothes start to sizzle and burn off and evaporate. And then the skin starts to shrivel and dry up and become almost mummified around the skeleton of this creature, peeling back away from the eyes and the face, before it entirely becomes consumed by the flame, and the orange fire glows brightly in the chamber, stamping out in the immediate area all of the blue refracted light from the water on the walls and the ceilings. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
That was a nat 20!
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Okay. You feel this peace flow through your body as you finish your prayer to Mitros. Alright, so
I think she liked it.
that's fair to say. You glance around at each other, standing around this now sacrificial fire. Kira's standing a couple of steps behind you. And you take in for a moment everything you heard and the task before you. And that is where we're going to take a break. And we're back. I hope you are too. As you can see over here on this way, overlay this way, Josh was a trooper. He's ill, and he hopped on just to play, and he toughed it out for a very long time, and we really appreciate that. But he's going to go rest now and get better. So thank him, and that's why he's not here. He's going to be not with us for the rest of the night, so we're just going to kind of just assume that Lycus is kind of going along with the rest of the party, and if there's anything that I, or even you as the players, think that he would say or do differently, just, let's try to be true to his character for him, and give him that. Alright. So, when we left off, we were standing around the sacrificial fire, burning the body of the sea hag. And as you take in the scene, relax for a moment. Kira chimes in. Well, I think we could all use some rest, and perhaps we should talk to Proteus, because I think I know a lot of what she was talking about, but he knows extensively about the lands and the histories. Maybe we should get his advice on how to proceed. I'm sure we can rest here, or wherever you'd like to head next.
I would be alright resting here, since we know it's safe.
Yeah, we pretty well cleared this place out, so, I mean, if anything, they at least owe us somewhere to rest.
I do not envy that stone floor, though.
Well, I'm sure we could bed down right here. Versi will not mind at all. The rugs are pretty comfortable. I've napped here before. There's beds upstairs, but there's also a lot of carnage.
Well, there's also more beds in attendance now, so
Whatever you like.
you guys want to rest now, or go talk to him first?
Euron's just gonna kind of go face first onto one of the rugs.
Good enough for me.
It's, you know, sword and shield and weapons just off to the side, just face first. It's probably out within like seconds. They may also realize how little clothing she is wearing, because the cloak is literally the only thing that survived.
You got it.
Ina's gonna go sleep outside.
Okay. Easy enough. Climb up the stairs, go to the main temple, and find you a nice little spot. You want to stay down there where the stream is rolling through, where the first battle at the temple took place, or climb back up the side?
No, that's fine. By the stream is good.
Okay.
And then I'll just lay down over near where Euron did.
Okay. Easy enough. You see Lycus. Lycus decides it's best to not leave Ina alone, so he offers to go with you. If you'd have his company, if not, he'll just stay here with the rest of the group.
I am not opposed to your company, but don't touch me.
Oh, hands to myself.
Okay.
Just playing a little tune as he's walking behind you. Alright, so you all bed down. You find a nice little, not quite as hard spot outside. Ina and Lycus. The other two, Kira stays in there with you. Sleep is, at first, is very difficult with your mind racing of everything you've heard and experienced in his last hour, really. But your body wins over your mind before long, and you fall into a very deep, much-needed rest. And 8 hours passes peacefully. Probably a little longer in your state, but that's fine. So, you are all long rested. As you wake up, it is, let's see, 8 hours later. It'd be early evening now. So you can all do what you'd like to do. Talk to somebody, or you can keep resting throughout the night, or anything else you want to do at this point. You know where you are, you know what's going on. The scene is yours. Kira kind of makes small chatter with each of you, and she is available, as is Proteus and the rest of the temple attendants, cleaning things. They have, they're burying their temple attendants up above where the, up outside of the cleft. There's a small cemetery for former attendants up there, and they're digging fresh graves for them. But otherwise they are available. So what would you like to do?
Has the temple been like gone through and cleared out? Have the reinforcements come in from the suburb town, or?
The group of guards that they went and asked for, the town's only about an hour away. So they did come through. There was 5 or 6 of them, and they went through. Apparently, there was a sword, on the wall over the sleeping area in the hallway, and when they went to retrieve the key and check all the rooms, the sword came off the wall and split into 4 and attacked them. They lost 2 people, but they were able to destroy these magic swords that were flying through the air. They went through everything else, being very, very quiet down there in the grotto, and they didn't find anything. And they started headed back by this point. They're carrying the bodies of their fallen comrades with them.
Alright.
I'd like to go up and talk to Proteus.
Yeah, and I'll go with her.
Yeah, me too.
Alright,
When we're done, Kira and I having a talk.
that's fine. Kira goes with you. Kira introduces you formally. This is Aina and Euron and Lycus and Seanis, and they are the heroes of the prophecy, which you may have guessed, and if not, well, you weren't paying attention. But the Oracle has revealed her vision to them, and she said that they must claim the weapons of the Dragonlords, light the fires of the Mithril Forge, and drink from the bottomless Dragonhorn. We've come seeking your advice. I think I have my own ideas about what these things may mean, but you are a wise and learned man. So, do you have anything to offer? Well, if it's what I suspect, then these tasks may be truly impossible. You are heroes of the prophecy, and so maybe I'm wrong, but not usually. Regardless. As far as the weapons of the Dragonlords, the only thing I can imagine is they're referring to the ones that are laying rest with them in Tillamook, the necropolis in the Mithril Mountains. The weapons themselves were forged by the forge god Vulcan. The only ones capable of wounding the Titans and those that have descended from them. The tomb itself was built just after the Dragonlords all died in the First War. No one ever goes there now, so I don't know how she expects you to claim these weapons. It's guarded by an undead keeper known as Damon. It is said in the past that those who truly wished to pay homage and were able to convince Damon to allow them entry were able to use a special coin to gain this admission. And I happen to have one of those, and will happily give it to you in exchange for everything you have done. Just, I hope it works.
Thank you.
I'll go fetch it after we're done talking. Do you have any questions about that?
Do we know what, you said the keeper is undead. Do you know anything more of what exactly
That
keeper is?
I am sorry, my dear, I do not. I have never been there. It is a tale that was given to me, and as far as I know, it stays true. Anything outside of that in his nature or his character, completely unbeknownst, I'm sorry to say.
And out of curiosity, who built the tomb?
The various settlers at the time, the natives, were not, in some, very happy with the outcome of the First War. So many of the settler races came together to honor the Dragonlords for their sacrifice in the war to free us all from the grasp of the Titans.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Well, as far as a bottomless Dragonhorn, the only one that she could possibly be referring to is the Horn of Balmitria. It's not a clever name, it's actually a Dragonhorn. It was lost in battle. The dragon it belonged to, of course, by a silver dragon when they were fighting the Gigans in the First War. the priests of Maestros collected it on the battlefield and consecrated it by the 5 gods. It is said to have many different powers, including the ability to grant visions that the Oracle speaks of. As far as I know, it still resides in its resting place in the reliquary in Astoria. It's not far from here. A day's travel northwest, at most. It's probably the nearest of your objectives. And the Mithril Forge, well, that is, of course, the Mithril Forge. It was used by the dwarves to construct the weapons of the gods back in the First War. It is said that it can be used to build powerful magic items or even repair ancient magical items that have lost their luster. As far as relighting them or its current status, I regret to say I have not kept up on that. Well, there is a clan of dwarves work the copper mines around Astoria. They're likely to know more about where it is and maybe its current situation. It seems like 2 of our objectives are both aligned with Astoria, at least in the near term. That might be a good place to visit.
And I owe Lycus a lot of wine as a thank you for keeping me alive.
They do have wine there, and a blacksmith.
Yes.
In fact, Vulcan, the god of the forge himself, lives in Astoria, as does Pythor, king of Astoria. Might be nice to drop in on them and introduce them to the heroes of the prophecy. Proteus, do you think it's possible the 3 seas that the Oracle referred to are... She's talking about the Cerulean Gulf, the Forgotten Sea, and the Nether Sea. That's what I imagined. Yes, that seems reasonable. I don't know of any other 3 seas she could possibly be talking about. Sailing into them is... Like I said, it's probably impossible, but... You saved us, so I guess I don't know that much after all.
And do you happen to know where Praxis is?
That I do not. If you like, I can dig into my tomes and ask around for you. Or I can send a messenger to Kira. I'm sure that news of your travel will spread far and wide everywhere you go once the people realize who you are and what you're doing.
And then I have one more question. Would you happen to know where a Mossy Temple is?
The Mossy Temple. The name rings a bell.
Demetria's temple.
Demetria. Yes, the Dryad. It's coming back to me. I have a map. Oh, that's the wrong map. Let me get the right map. I'm going to share this with you. Here we go. So, on your map, you see Astoria. You see the X is currently where you're at the Temple of the Oracle. Off to the right-hand side, you see the Sour Vintage. To the left, you see the Necropolis at Tillamook. You see Mitros to your southwest. And you see the Mossy Temple there, a couple days' journey to the south.
Well, that is good to know.
So, for an estimation of time, basically, the Sour Vintage to the Temple to Astoria, those are both one-day journeys each. Your current location to the Mossy Temple would be a day and a half because of the terrain. Maybe 2, depending on how well you make it through those forests and things. So just to give you an idea of the amount of travel time involved here.
Is there anything you happen to know of Demetria that might be helpful to us? Her temperament, something we can bribe her with?
No, unfortunately I don't. My knowledge is mostly related to the geography and histories. Perhaps Kira might know more. Yes. I'm happy to fill you in on that. Demetria is a dryad who has been corrupted by some type of loss, it is said. We know that she absolutely loathes most mortals, and it is said that she lures young men and women to serve in Lutheria's employment, casting various dark rituals and things like that. She is not to be trifled with, it is said. But if she knows more about your individual journeys, or about saving Thylea, then I guess we don't really have much of a choice.
Thank you.
I see you all are attempting to comprehend and learn about the tasks at hand. And I will say this. The future of Thylea may seem bleak, but there is always hope. Even for the impossible. The people of this land will look to your actions as a sign of things to come. Seek neither fame nor fortune, but show them the true meaning of heroism, and they will follow your lead. Make yourselves a beacon of light as we enter into this horrible time of darkness, and go with the blessings of this temple. I gathered these for you. It may be of some small assistance in the time ahead. And he hands each of you a small glass vial with a rudimentary cork in the top. If you drink these when you are wounded, they will help heal you quickly. That's all I have left from the recent tribulations. We were able to save a couple of attendants, so I wish I had more. So each of you has a potion of healing now. If there is absolutely nothing else, I have burials to tend to, although I am happy to stay if you have any more questions.
Can you go get that coin now?
Oh, yes, of course I can. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
Do you need any help with the burials?
No, thank you. The people from the surrounding areas are helping with the labor. They will rest in peace. And he goes for walks off towards the back of the main temple room, towards the bedrooms. And Kira chimes in. Listen. Forget what Proteus said. Okay? This is your chance to win fame beyond your wildest dreams. You want fame, right? Of course you do.
I just want my wife and son.
Okay, all great heroes want fame. Fame is the path to immortality. Fame is the path to true power. Fame is what rises you above and allows you to do these things.
Lycus is probably hanging on your every word right now and just going, yes, yes.
These great labors are only the beginning. The path ahead of you will be filled with opportunities for winning fame and being known of all the people in Thylea. If you truly manage to rise to your fate and confront the Titans, the poets will sing of your deeds for ages to come. It's just... I know not all of you got into this to be heroes, to be famous. But if you want to be the heroes of the prophecy, then you have to be heroes, and heroes have fame.
Hypothetically, how would we best go about that?
Well, of course, as you do these amazing things, I will record every minute and spread your story far and wide. Everybody will know who you are and where you've been. They'll know your names. It'll be amazing.
Ein is just looking down the hallway at where Proteus disappeared and like wondering what is taking so long.
He to be fair, he was walking very slow.
He's doing the old man shuffle.
He's got some winters on him, that's for certain.
Alright. Well, after he gets back, I think it'd be in our best interest to head towards Astoria. That way we can all collect ourselves, make sure we're all supplied, and go from there.
So, out of character, there is mechanical things that are tied to fame. As you complete quests or perform great deeds, you can earn fame individually or as a group. And your relative fame level has perks. The more famous you are, the better the perks. That's kind of what she's alluding to in character. You all know.
She's saying that at least one person who doesn't particularly want to do anything beyond just finding her family.
Yeah, well, so mechanically you're going to be gaining fame regardless as you do things. As Kira senses your hesitation and sees some of your confusion and maybe even impatience. There is one tiny problem, though. The tricky thing about fame is if you're not careful, one hero might outshine all the others. Those seeking to do things specifically to gain their own fame might do so to the detriment of the others around you. Then all the stories will be about that one hero and how strong and valiant they are, and all the rest will be yesterday's news. So, taking a cue from what you all said in the Sour Vintage, I would encourage you, before we head any further, swear an oath of fellowship. The reason is, this is a sacred oath that binds you all together in the spirit of solidarity, and when one of you wins fame, you will all share it, equally, as a group. And who knows, perhaps the magic of the oath will even protect you against some of the dangers that lie ahead, or at the very least, will provide for some interesting results if any of you decides to break away from the group. You don't have to, but it's not a bad idea.
I would be happy to.
I mean, seeing the odds we're up against, it's definitely in our favor to stick together.
I don't exactly have anyone left to swear an oath to, apart from you all.
Oh, you don't swear an oath to anyone, you swear the oath to each other. There's a formality, as is the nature. Magic words for spells. Oaths have certain requisite words and gestures just as well. I'm happy to run you through it if it's something you're interested in, but I've only heard from 2 of you.
I know.
I will swear it.
Okay. Do y'all think Lycus would swear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his fingers are probably crossed behind his back.
Either that or he's just supremely over-enthusiastic about the whole prospect.
Probably both.
I'm just getting starry-eyed over in the corner.
Also, the quill has just been the most frantic notes one can possibly imagine, like, this entire time.
Yep. Okay. So she goes over to the altar and grabs some of the sacrificial wine and a couple of cups. And she pours some real quick. Of course we must toast, as is done. Well, you must toast. I'm not swearing an oath of fellowship because this is about you. It's your story. So, each of you in turn, just go ahead and say the following. I'm gonna copy this for y'all so y'all can do it. I am, and then state your name, of course. And I swear upon my life and my honor that I will uphold the oath of fellowship with the warriors who stand by my side. So, whoever would like to be the first? Quite exciting.
Where that been pasted to?
It's in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, it's in Fantasy Grounds.
Thank.
I raise my glass. I am Sionis, and I swear upon my life and my honor that I will uphold the oath of fellowship with the warriors who stand at my side.
Oh, I am Lycus, and I swear upon my life and my honor that I will uphold the oath of fellowship with these awesome warriors that stand at my side.
Hopefully the word change doesn't affect the oath.
About to find out.
After you?
All right. There we go. By our special deity. I am Euron Creturn, and I swear upon my life and my honor that I will uphold the oath of fellowship with the warriors who stand at my side.
They call me Aina, and I swear upon my life and my honor that I will uphold the oath of fellowship with the warriors who stand at my side.
You hear a little. I love oaths. They provide for the best stories.
Can we drink any of this?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, you're supposed to drink. Drink. It's kind of old, but yeah. Hey, it does the job.
Gentlemen, I don't know if you have ever heard of a blood pact, but if anyone wants to take this a little bit further, just let me know.
Not just a moment. Just a little.
Immediately regretting taking this oath.
What do you mean a little bit further? What do you have, brother?
I mean, having a little bit of a blood pact takes it a little bit deeper than just words.
Elaborate, please.
Alright, so basically, I've got a little bit of you, and you, all in me. You all have got a little bit of each other inside of each other. If we kind of break each other, if we break this oath, then we're kind of betraying ourselves.
And you would suffer the curse of the treacherous. Just to be clear.
I already have 2 curses on myself.
What's one more? I mean, but don't do that. Just to add to what's
Euron
out.
is just glaring daggers at Kira.
They're cute snakes. I'm sorry, Sandus. I just wanted to help you out. What you were saying?
I mean, if no one wants to do this, it's fine. It's more typical in my line of work anyway.
I will consider it.
Offer's always going to be there.
I'm not opposed to it. How much blood do you need?
Just a quick strike across the hand.
Oh, that's nothing. I'll just like take out my warhammer and just like slash myself and be like, all right.
Okay, I guess we're doing this?
Dragon tooth tears into Ina's hand, drawing a trickle of blood.
I take one of my daggers and I just...
Fuck it. Sword.
I see Kira over there scribbling furiously.
I guess...
I was about to ask y'all. I don't know.
How much wine has Lycus imbibed at this point?
1 second.
How much of his blood is actually blood, and how much of it is
You're
alcohol?
actually rolling for how drunk he is?
I am, and I rolled a 1, so he is drunk as shit.
He goes to slice open his palm, he just like spills.
He thinks it's gonna impress Euron, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna cut this like jagged little cut. Alright!
Paper cut.
And then we all just put our hands in. There we go.
High five?
Bloody high fives for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. As y'all are doing that, you notice that Proteus shuffled up at some point and he's kind of looking at you all bewildered. And he hands out this, it's a very dull copper looking coin, more brownish than copper. And it has the image of a dragon head on it with a lance going across the profile of the dragon head. And in several places it's kind of, over time it is kind of discolored into like a blackish thing, but it's still very, it still seems very notable, for lack of a better term. He just kind of hands it out in the midst of your bloody hands, like with his fingertips, trying not to get like anybody to grab it with a bloody hand.
I grab it with my non-cut hand.
Alright. He hands it over to you.
And
Have we
I just
seen
go
that
ahead
symbol
and put it
anywhere
in my,
else?
What's that?
Have we seen that symbol anywhere else? The dragon head with the lance?
Give me a history check with advantage. I'm assuming that somebody else is thinking about it as well.
Yes.
I got a 17.
I got a 16.
Okay. Let's see. Who would? Euron would recognize it. You probably not, Ina. Lycus would recognize it. And we'll say you recognize it too because you guys rolled so well. But Ina is just because you're out there in the, you know. So, you've seen it in various small little reliefs, carvings of things that honor the Dragonlords. It was just a symbol to honor them that started popping up a few years after the First War. And since then, it grew and grew and grew in popularity, and then over time has kind of gone away. Whether it's people stopped carving them, or they were destroyed by followers of the Titans, or you know, various things have happened. So it's much more rare than it used to be. But this coin was used as kind of a commemorative honor passed around amongst people at festivals and things like that to celebrate the sacrifice of the Dragonlords.
I think I saw that at the academy once.
You would have seen it there, yes.
Yes. No. On a visit, but yes.
This, if anything, will help you convince Damon to allow you entry, then this would be it. I don't know if it's enough, but hopefully it helps at least a little. I really must be on my way to sanctify the burials. Mitros with you. Indeed. Thank you again.
God's be with you.
Oh, a jinx. Oh. As he stumbles out of the temple.
Oh, me a Coke.
Alright. Well, that was quite amazing. I've never seen a blood pact before, so that's a new one, and quite happy I was able to record that. So as
Do
I
you
said
want
before,
any to
no,
solidify your story?
No. Blood makes me queasy. Definitely more of a poet and a lover. So
I was gonna drip like a drop or two onto the page.
that's remarkable. Thank you, Euron.
I aim to please, my lady.
Oh, you please so much. So much. Oh, right, so...
Do you need a minute?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. So the Horn of Balmetria and the dwarves that work the copper mines, who might know more about the Mithril Forge, those are in Astoria, and that's a really good place to rest and meet amazing people and introduce yourselves as the heroes of the prophecy.
Although we may want to keep our eyes open while we're there. The Order of Sidon is there, are they not?
The Order of Sidon, I have heard, is there.
I've seen them. They are there.
Yes.
They
Sidon...
do sacrifices daily up the river.
Yes. So about that. Sidon has been very unhappy with Pythor and Astoria in general. He has forced the rains to stop. They are in the midst of a terrible drought. The sacrifices to appease him have gone unheeded, unless you count staving off further threats has gone unheeded. The farms are running dry with cattle. There's rumors of centaur tribes, aggressive centaur tribes, gathering together on Astoria's borders. Not a good place to be, but I feel like that is where our quest takes us.
Remind me before we go to fill up my water skin.
Indeed.
Alright, chance fall. Onward and upward.
Yes, I'm ready.
Let me fill up, and then yes. Just gonna quickly book it downstairs, fill up the water skin, run back up. Also, by this point, has taken off the cloak and turned it into a dress.
You got it. Yep, I think I'm all ready. I got my, let's see, pen, paper, wine. Yep, I'm good. All right.
I like your Lycus voice.
I can't do Josh. I'm just doing Joey Lycus. Okay. So, it is evening time. Would you like to wait until the morning or set out now?
Alright. We're leaving in the morning.
Okay. Well, that means I get to reorganize my notes and make things a little more legible with the blood.
Come on, it's thematically appropriate.
It is. So, I guess We'll come back here in the morning after you've tended to yourselves and gotten some more rest, and we'll head to Astoria. Alright. So, as you bed down once again, I'm assuming Ina and Lycus go back outside, and Sionis and Euron go and find the beds in the back of the temple. Kira takes one of them as well. And put your things off to the side, unstrap your armor, some of you, and lay down for another fitful rest before you begin this grand adventure ahead of you.
I would like to chat a little bit with Sionis before bed, if possible.
Of course. Go for it.
So, the Dryad.
Yep.
What do you hope she will say to you?
I mean, hopefully she'll just be able to tell me how to stop all this.
All this what?
Well, I mean, you heard her. I'm,
Yes, that's a
I'm
lot of
doomed.
shit.
I just, I don't want to die. And
She's nearby, she's just gonna like awkwardly pat his shoulder with the slightly still bloody hand.
like, I know I'm supposed to be fated to get killed by some thing, but I'm not going out like that.
We'll find an appropriate blaze of glory for you.
Sure we will.
Best.
What about you? You hope she'll say something about your family, I gather?
My wife and son, yes.
Hmm.
They've been struck, not just struck from history, it's if they've never existed. I would be content to live as this thing if I knew that they were all right.
So you weren't like this before?
No. Medusas are, some are born, yes, but we're generally cursed. Or, except the curse. I wasn't.
Hmm.
I had the misfortune of asking the wrong deity for help. And this happened. So, I could live like this.
Hopefully we can, we can get that changed, can't we?
We'll try.
Alright, so before we head out, I wanted to tell the other guys this too, but whenever we get to Astoria, if anyone calls me by a different name, roll with it.
Alright.
Like,
You've had quite a fun time before we met you, didn't you? I'm being sarcastic. I'm being very sarcastic.
I mean, yeah, you could say that. Just, before all this, I had to constantly kind of change who I am, if you get what I'm saying.
Are we going to be seeing the guard much on you?
I mean, hopefully not. I mean, I tried being discreet as much as I could. But,
It's just reining in her natural, like, guard senses.
just,
Hard.
just be aware that people might be calling me by other names.
Names? How many people did you con?
It wasn't really so much conning, so much as,
You were someone else, something happened, and now you are absolutely not that person? What are you talking about? I don't even look like them?
more that I had to, kind of fit my way into a lot of different groups.
Ah.
So,
Well, I look forward to seeing what happens.
Yeah, just above all, just roll with it.
At this point, that's becoming my life motto. Good night.
Alright.
Alright. So, as you drift off to sleep, your epic tale ahead of you, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. We're going to call it early because Josh isn't with us. And this is a really good narrative stopping point. So, that's it. That was session 3. I hope you all had fun. Players, viewers, I hope you all have fun. I know I had fun. We will be back next Tuesday, so 8 o'clock Central. I hope that y'all come back and see us next time. I hope you bring some friends. Once again, as before, if you haven't done so, check out Devin Knight, Token Artist, great friend of the channel, amazing art. If you haven't done so yet and you feel like being extremely generous and kind, it'd be great to have some more free or otherwise Twitch subs and sub gifts, things like that. If you don't like Twitch, we have Patreon as well for as little as $1 a month. You can help support this adventure and all the stuff that goes into it there. So feel free to check that out as well. And there's some other benefits if you want to look into that. So anyway, that's about all I have. So since there's nothing else, we're going to end a little bit early tonight. Remember, I love you all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this adventure. And always remember, if you're not role-playing, you're not doing it right. See y'all next time.